This year, I've turned 25,000 into over $150,000 in 5 months. And I'm not just going to tell you that happened. By the end of this video, I'm putting up the exact account and the actual trades so you guys can see all the proof and exactly how. And if you guys want more breakdowns like this, drop a like, subscribe, and I do this every single week, as well as going live here on YouTube for absolutely free. So today I'm taking you guys through the concept behind every single trade on this exact run. And I'm going to be showing you guys a few real ones here on the charts. Then I'll be showing you guys the account itself. Now, everything that you're about to see here comes down to one idea. That is a daily bias plus intraday liquidity. And every single day, price is going to grab that high or low before having the real move in the market. And gold does this over and over and over again in the same sessions, the exact same way. And for me, I only trade gold, not 10 plus different random pairs, not a dashboard full of screeners and loads of charts, one market and one very repeatable strategy. And that's exactly what took this account from $25,000 in February to over $150,000 halfway through the month of July. So the first thing we're going to do here is we're going to start on our daily time frame. And I'm just going to replay this for a second so you guys can see one of my actual trades that literally just happened last week in the market. So one thing to note with this daily is gold always loves to come up, tag previous daily highs before selling off, or comes down and tags the lows before reversing, or sometimes just breaks the lows and continues selling. But whether we're going to go up or down below these daily highs or lows doesn't really matter. What matters is that we understand that these levels in the lower time frame are very, very, very important. So before you even drop down to your low time frame, it's very important that you mark on the previous daily low. Now, coming onto the charts for me on Tuesday, the 14th of July, which was literally just a couple of days ago, I was looking for longs on gold. Now, why was I looking for longs and not sells? Well, 4,000 is a very big level of support for gold. These key levels act as very high time frame support and resistance levels. Very, very, very simple. And below this daily low, this is where you have this huge daily support. Very simple, nothing too over complex here. You have support, support, support. You had a huge sell-off on Monday. So I'm looking to see if price can hold daily lows before potentially going higher. So when I drop down to my low time frame, all I want to see is a level of support where price hasn't liquidated the lows. Why? Because that's exactly where people love to get trapped in longs, risk off the lows, before then looking for this huge play up. Now, for you guys who are maybe new to trading gold or new to trading liquidity, it's very simple. There's a lot of analysis paralysis out there, but today I'm giving it to you guys as simple as it needs to be. One thing with gold, you guys can see my levels here from previous trades, is we love to come up, grab highs, sell off, grab lows, push up, grab lows, push up, grab highs, sell off, tag highs, haven't grabbed lows, sell off, tag lows, push up, tag lows, push up. So what have we not yet done here? We haven't yet grabbed the lows. So this is exactly where I'm anticipating people will be buying, risking off this low. Now, what I'm looking for is an exact grab of this low to be able to buy. Now, where am I trying to buy gold up into? Right up into this weekly high here. And this day ended up being like over a $9,000 day. And from the daily lows into weekly highs, you're talking around 1,000 tick range. With the smallest size that you can trade here on futures, one micro, that's $1,000 trade. One mini, that's a $10,000 trade. So if you fast forward to this is where we're anticipating people are buying, risking off the low. Now, one thing you can do when the range is worth it, you can actually typically short into these day lows. Now, I didn't get the short into the day lows because it happened before I was able to jump on the markets. But as we came down, you can see this, we're rejecting more off 4,000. Now, why would you not want to buy this grab here? Because we still haven't grabbed the daily lows. And if we haven't grabbed the daily lows, that's exactly what I'm looking for price to do before going higher. So this isn't just a random low. This is previous day lows that we know gold loves to come up and tag before potentially having that reversal. As you guys can see, look at this right here. This is exactly what gold loves to do. And I was actually buying gold on the low time frame, which I'll show you guys on my live account soon, is I was buying gold from down here, anticipating we were going to wicker back above these lows and hold 4,000. Now, where am I trading gold up into? All the way back up into this high here, which again, what is this high? It's the weekly open that was printed on a gap on Monday. Now, for gold and for majority of markets, it's very unlikely after a gap down and market open, that is going to be the high of week. There's a much higher chance that price is going to come up and create a new high. So right here, this is where most people got stopped out of the markets, and this is where everyone gets frustrated and they go, gold's manipulated, gold's this, blah, 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 all these excuses. But this is exactly where we want to start getting excited for trades. Now, I was already in this trade as you were wicking back above right off these daily lows, because I'm anticipating this day is going to hold the daily lows and come for a huge run up into the highs. And that is exactly where most people do the opposite. They try buy, they risk off the lows, they get stopped out. And I'm not looking to short, I'm looking to now buy. And as you guys can see, price ended up having a beautiful reaction right off these daily lows, where you had price already in a single Asian session up 300 ticks. Now, even for an intraday trade, this is a fantastic trade. You take that at a couple of micros, which is very small size. You're talking $300 to $600, $700, $800 trade. Just off understanding daily liquidity below previous day lows is a reversal level and major 4,000, and understanding in the back of your mind that higher time frame bias. So this is where I start to get in this long position on gold. And as you guys can see, if I just fast forward, we had an absolutely beautiful reaction. I actually entered in more here on gold, targeting right up into that weekly open where I set my hard TP overnight, which I'll show you guys when we go through my account. And as you guys can see, we absolutely blasted through that weekly open and fulfilled this whole entire 1,000 tick range from $4,000 all the way up to $4,100 by understanding daily and weekly support of 4,000. We've liquidated daily lows and held 4,000 in Asia, and we have weekly highs as upside targets. That is absolutely all we need. Now, I want to show you guys one more setup before we move on to the live account. And this is a similar concept, but a different approach. So with trading liquidity, what you're trying to remember is price loves to create resistance and then loves to come up and grab the highs, and then it has that sell-off. And this is where people short, risk off the high, they get stopped out, and then price has that huge sell-off. Now, sometimes you don't always have to wait for this liquidity grab to go short. One thing that I love to do is I love to actually buy up into the liquidity grab or sell down into the liquidity grab, depending on my daily bias. So on this day here, on the 2nd of July, these are two trades that I've taken for this month. This was around a $5,000 trade. This was a trade where I was not only waiting for liquidity to be taken, I was actually trading up into the liquidity grab, trading up into the fact that gold loves to come up and liquidate highs or lows. Now, why was I buying this day? Well, if we go back and replay this, I took the trade on Thursday, the 2nd of July. Well, how did we close on Wednesday? To me, we closed bullish, and it wasn't the nicest of bullish candles, but this was also the weekly starting to break back higher. And you guys can see, you actually could have been buying here on Wednesday. Why? Because Tuesday liquidated the lows of the range, stopped out all of these sellers from these previous days, held the support. So buying this day would have been fantastic. But to me, there was opportunity for this morning star play here on gold for Thursday to completely get a massive wick fill. Now, a wick fill in itself is a whole different strategy that I will go into in a different video. But just to show you guys on the lower time frame, this was actually a very nice double top. So my bias coming onto the charts on Thursday was to continue buying. And you guys can see here, look at this perfect trade on Wednesday. Now, I unfortunately didn't get this one, but look at this. What do you have here? You have a high that never grabbed the previous high to the left, and you have the same thing here. What is that? That is liquidity. That is where any sellers are stopped, trapped above this high here, and that's exactly where you want to be trading into. Now, for me, the next high of interest was all the way back up at this high to the left, and I was thinking, as a wick fill strategy, people shorting 4100 would very likely be risking off this high. So what did I do? I simply waited for price to confirm support was being held around this breakout level from the previous day. And as we started to get that bullish breakout right here, this is exactly where I started to buy gold at around 6 a.m. London time, about 3 to 4 p.m. Brisbane time, with my hard take profit sitting around this previous high to capture this whole entire next 800 tick move. Again, 800 ticks, 1 mini, 8,000, 1 micro, $800. You could take one of these trades a week and you're absolutely working your way towards great consistent payouts. As you guys can see, more of an intraday strategy here as well. Look at this. You have some nice intraday liquidity grabs here. Again, this is for another video where you tag lows, you continue breaking back higher, you tag lows, continue breaking back higher. I actually go into a lot of depth on this strategy inside the mentorship, going over our liquidity continuation play. But as you guys can see, what did we do? We start forming resistance. Look at this. We form resistance. Where? Near a high the price hasn't yet grabbed with a bullish daily bias. So again, what are we imagining? We're imagining sellers will be short, risking off here and here. Now, another concept, which again, we go into much more depth inside, is trendline liquidity. Trendline liquidity is understanding that most people are trying to short trend lines and we're trying to buy up into every single touch. So this high right here was the highest touch of that trend line. Now, once we got that volume coming into that New York session, you guys can see gold absolutely smashed the highs. And look at this as well. I actually got out early on this trade because it was coming very late in the evening Australia time. But look at this. Look how we rejected here without liquidating the high. Isn't that another perfect liquidity level? Why? Because you never grabbed a high. So more sellers are going to be trapped in here. More reason to see gold continue absolutely ripping the highs. So the first trade was a trade where you wait for liquidity to be grabbed and then you trade the breakout. This trade right here was trading into the fact that price needs to come up for that liquidity grab, because the range to trade into the liquidity on the first example was very small, but the range to trade into this liquidity grab was about 800 plus ticks, which was more than enough. Now, let me pull up my personal account to show you guys absolutely everything. So this is my account right here. As you guys can see, Blueberry Markets, live account, my name, Australian regulated broker. And if we come here to custom period, if I just show you guys the month of July so far, we're sitting at a total of around $23,000. But if I show you guys when I started this account, which was back in February, you guys can see, we go to February the 1st to today's date, which is the 19th of July. This is what I started the account with. These are deposits. Started the account with 5,000 and then I put in another 10,000 and then I put in another 10,000 here. So in the last 5 months, I can show you guys every single trade here for full transparency purposes. You guys can see it's from $25,000 all the way down to sitting at today's date. We're sitting at a total profit of around $124,800 plus the initial $25,000 deposit. We're sitting around almost, with the sake of $150, about $150,000 from February into the middle of July. And every single one of these trades came with the exact same thing that I've just shown you guys: daily bias and simple liquidity levels. And that is the system. I wait for a day where my bias is clear and I wait for intraday liquidity opportunities. And I'm not trading multiple times every single day. I'm looking for quality over quantity. And this is how I've been able to take my account from $25,000 into over $125,000 in profit, with also withdrawing over $61,600. And I'm probably going to take out another $20,000 today as well. And the thing that I love the most is this is very repeatable. I do this on prop firms, I do this on my personal, and you guys can take these exact same trades. You guys can also see here, the guys in the mentorship absolutely crushing this exact system. Normally, I have to work 3 to 4 months for a salary like this. That is what member Kevin has just posted inside the mentorship, inside the Wins channel, where he just took out $18,000 in 2 payouts from his funded accounts. Now, Kevin joined the mentorship not even that long ago and has completely changed his trading forever. Member Ian here also made $7,000 in a single day on 1 trade, following the exact same plan that we teach inside the mentorship every single day. So if you want to completely change your trading forever and stop that reset cycle that's costing you more money than it would to actually unlearn all them bad habits, then click the link in the description. We'll see you guys in the mentorship, and you could be one of these next testimonials where you could be taking $18,000 in payouts or even making $7,000 in a single trade, just like these guys. So if you do want more breakdowns like this, all I ask is that you drop a subscribe, because that's generally what keeps this account going. Drop a comment with something that you would like me to break down next, and I hope to see you guys live on stream, where I go live every single day here during the Asian session. So trade safe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
I got the keys, better than anyone that could have dreamed. I am who they're trying